Sunday, ladies. I want to make something clear. You should be generating income while you are asleep. You should be generating income while you are asleep. We are building wealth, okay? That's the goal. But we cannot do that if the only time that we make income is if we're actively working for it. Because let's be real, at some point you're gonna want to take a vacation, right? At some point, you're gonna wanna do self-care. At some point, you're gonna wanna spend time with your family. If the only time that you are making income is if you are actively working for it, then that's a problem that we have to fix today. Not tomorrow and not next week, not next year, today, okay? We gotta fix it today. I also want you ladies to understand this. You should be generating income while you're on these apps. It is diabolical how you spend so much time scrolling. You are on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook for hours upon hours, not even making money. Ladies, y'all do realize that these platforms make billions, right? And they're not even giving you a piece of the pie? Unacceptable. No, that stops today, okay? If you are not generating income, if you are not building your business while you are here, that is a problem that we have got to fix today, not tomorrow, not next year. It has to get fixed today. See, you only need one digital product in your store. Good morning. You only need one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. How the hell do I know that? Because my digital product business changed mine, okay? I started during COVID 6 years ago, right? And I have made so much money from these platforms by reselling one digital product over and over and over again, creating content for it and selling it, okay? So anything that your heart desires, anything that you want to sell, you can sell. Now, you wanna know why you're not? You wanna know the truth? Good morning. The reason why you're not making money, the reason why you're not selling your products is because you live in fear. Clock it. Good morning. You live in fear, and you've been living in fear. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of looking stupid. Thank you. You're so fearful of people talking about you. You're so fearful of failing. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is literally stealing your dream life from you. It is. Because let's be real. You know exactly how you want your life to go. You've prayed about it, you've done the vision board. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. You know exactly how much money you want in that savings. And most importantly, you know how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of the things. You know. But every day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have, but you made the choice to let fear steal it from you. We got to fix it, ladies. We have got to stop letting fear get in the way so that we can finally build the business of our dreams and live the life that we've always wanted to live, okay? Now, for those of you guys who have never seen my face before, good morning, happy Sunday. My name is Coach Jazz. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create your digital product business from scratch, okay? I'm going to teach you guys how to build your ebook and how to sell it. But most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Contrary to popular belief, you're the reason why things aren't getting done. I am an advocate for taking responsibility and owning your SHIT. And let's be real, a lot of you guys lack consistency. A lot of you guys lack discipline. Good morning. A lot of you guys lack follow through, and a lot of you guys lack confidence. And until we fix you, it doesn't matter what we're talking about because you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. We have got to fix who you are so that you can finally build the business that you've always wanted to build. Okay, I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. Good morning. It would be in your best interest to take notes. If I know anything about you, you're human, which means you're bound to forget because life's and stresses, right? But if you write the shit down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Okay? The key word of this live, good morning, is going to be execution. You are going to hear me repeat this word 10 million times because psychology has proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks. And I need this word to stick in your head. Not only are we going to talk about it, not only are you going to write it down, but you're going to actually do it. Ladies, you got to execute. I'm not going to lie to you. You have to actually do the work. Money does not just fall into your bank account. I don't know what world you live in, but in the real world, you have to work for it, okay? So that means you got to stop scrolling. You got to stop watching, and you have to start executing. Got to start executing. Okay, now, if I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, start double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share the live. Believe it or not, the more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And there are a lot of women, believe it or not, who have no clue that they're their own worst enemy. They have no idea. They're so focused on blaming other people, they have yet to look in the mirror and blame themselves. So just like this live has found you, let's allow it to find others. Start double tapping the screen. YouTube, I see 10 people on here. Let's start thumbs upping the live. It takes 2 seconds. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and type the word ready in the chat. Let me know that you are here and that you are present. Let me know that you are ready. I need at least one person to type ready. Let me know that I'm not talking to nobody. I need one person to type the word ready. Start double tapping the screen. Good morning. Thank you so much. Let's go. Let's go. Get your pen and paper in hand. Thank you so much, Meredith. Let's go. One more thing. Let me just ask you, be honest. When was the last time that you said to yourself, I'm going to take 20 minutes today and I'm going to work on something for me? I don't care what's going on. I don't care who needs what. I'm going to take 20 minutes and do something for me and my goals. Exactly. That's my point. That right there. That is the point. You are going to have to start prioritizing yourself in your own life. If you're not doing that, that's a problem. You are going to have to start prioritizing yourself. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. That is a lie that you continue to believe. Because if you have time to scroll on these apps, you have time to take 20 minutes and work on the business or any goals that you're trying to achieve for your life. Okay? Very good. Good morning. So what is a digital product and how will we build the business? TikTok number one. Let's start double tapping the screen. How we have all these ladies on here, but I only see one heart. The math ain't mathin'. Double tap. Let's go. Let's go. What is a digital product and how will we build the business? So a digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. Thank you. You don't physically have it in your possession, right? It's all out somewhere in the cloud. Listen to me. You are going to create something to sell, and it could be anything. Please do not overthink. There is something that you already know how to do very well. There's something that you've gone through that you overcame. You guys, I lost 100 pounds. That's a whole human, okay? And on my weight loss journey, I learned how to eat right and I learned how to exercise. And most importantly, I fixed my mindset. So what I did was I sold an ebook teaching other people how to lose weight. So literally anything that you want to sell, you can sell. And it doesn't have to be an ebook. You could do an e-course, you could do workbooks and journals, you could do affirmation guides, whatever it is. Don't overthink it, okay? Some of you guys are struggling with making sales because what you did was you decided to purchase an e-course to resell because somebody on one of these apps promised you that you could make $10 million in 24 hours and you believed them. But you're struggling with selling it because deep down inside, that course that you purchased to resell, it doesn't even resonate with you. You truly don't care. You only bought it, let's just be real, you only bought it because someone promised you you'd make a whole bunch of money. But when you sell something that you actually care about, that you actually have a passion for, something that you actually know about, it is so simple to create the content. It is so simple to go live. It is so simple to sell it because it resonates with your spirit. So I want you to create something for you to sell, okay? Yes, I want you to create something, all right? Now I'm gonna give y'all 2 apps. Good morning, 2. And these apps will change your entire life if you use them. So not only are you gonna download it, you're gonna open it up and you're gonna use it. Okay, we gotta execute. Good morning. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, hello, my name is Coach Jazz. This morning we are building our online business from scratch, but most importantly, we are building ourselves. Ladies, your lack of confidence. The reason why so many people struggle with creating content is because they care way too much about what people think. But the reason why they care so much about what people think is because they lack confidence in themselves. Confidence is who you think you are. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is who you think you are. The problem is a lot of people do not think highly of themselves because time and time again, they never keep the promises that they make to themselves. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and then you don't, you are slowly eroding at your confidence and your self-esteem and your self-respect. You are going to have to start keeping those promises that you made. You are more than welcome to leave if you don't like my life, okay? If you promised yourself that you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself you were going to sell your products, then sell them. If you told yourself you were going to lose the weight, then lose it. The more you keep those promises to yourself, the better you start to feel about yourself. And now you have the confidence to post unapologetically. Okay? Okay. App number 1 is Canva. Good morning, good morning. App number 1 is Canva. You will be using Canva for everything. Everything, okay? Canva. This app will be used for everything. So maybe you do want to create content. Good morning. But you want everything to look all aesthetic. Fine. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there for you to use. Instagram templates, all of the things. Maybe you do want to start your YouTube channel. Hold on. You guys, I'm not doing the trolls, okay? Maybe you do want to start your YouTube channel, but you're not too sure what kind of thumbnails to use. Fine. Canva has thousands of thumbnails on there, okay? And you guys, for those of y'all who do not know, the thumbnails are just those pictures that you see on the videos before you actually click on it. This is what attracts people's eyes to your videos in the first place. All of the creators, including myself, are getting our thumbnails off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to sell an ebook, but you want to look all professional. Great. Canva has thousands of ebook templates on there for you, okay? Everything you need, I promise you, you can find on Canva, all right? Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's living in fear. She knows who she is. And in case you did not know, we said fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what she's about to do because she's saying things to herself like, Jazz, I would love to start an online business, but I'm not tech savvy. I'm too old for this. What if it's too late for me? Good morning. Okay, well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, thank you, Level Up. Let me say something to you. First of all, you woke up this morning, okay? That is a blessing. Every day that you wake up means that you were blessed with another day to work on your goals. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late. So get started. Number 2, you are very tech savvy, okay? Let's just stop lying to ourselves because you're on social media all day. You are liking, commenting, scrolling, and archiving. That takes tech savviness. So you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they're too old for any of this, what did we say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. If you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling, please. Okay? All right. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. I don't want to hear it. AJ, nothing but a number on this live. Self-esteem is affected by not keeping the promises you make to yourself. Yes, absolutely. But self-esteem root cause originate in childhood. Yes, but you haven't healed the trauma. You cannot keep blaming the things that happened to you in your childhood as a grown, able-bodied adult. You are going to have to start keeping the promises that you make to yourself. Very good, Gabriel. You've got to start. That's how we build the confidence. If you told yourself you were going to do something, you got to do it. Because what you are doing is subconsciously telling yourself you're not worthy of the thing by not showing up and getting it done. You got to show up. You got to show up. It's a non-negotiable. Okay? App number 2, good morning, ChatGPT. Write this down. This is AI, and you will be using AI for everything. Everything. AI is going to make your life easy. Easy. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine, ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you. Maybe you do want to start the YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy. You're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine. ChatGPT will script the video for you. Now all you gotta do is say the words. Maybe you do want to write an ebook, but you're not too sure what to put in it. Okay, cool. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Glock it. It has never been easier than today to start your online business. But this is why I keep telling you the problem is you. Because all of the tools that you need are on your phone. But your lack of follow through, your lack of consistency, your lack of self-prioritization is what's getting in your way. So we have got to fix it so that you can finally start this business. I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Good morning. Now we're going to put it together and write it. Okay, we're going to write it. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning, Ms. Jones. Thank you. My name is Coach Jazz. Are we doing side hustles like online business? Yes, absolutely. Side hustle, full hustle, whatever you want it to be. It is you and your business. That's the beauty of business. You can make as much or as little as your heart desires. There's no right or wrong answer. Okay, if you're ready, go ahead and put ready in the chat. Also, you guys, make sure you double tap the screen. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives to more people. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're going to open up ChatGPT. In the search, you're going to type this in. Prompt number 1, here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. And the key word of this live is execution. If you're not taking notes, shame on you. I'm literally giving you the prompts. You already know you're going to forget. You always do. Life is life and stress is stressing. But if you write it down, anything that is said that you forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Let's go, let's go. Good morning, good morning. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. They turn around and they make fake accounts and they're gonna message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. YouTube, I see 23 people in here. Let's get the thumbs up on the live. Thumbs up the live. It takes 2 seconds. Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Okay? Yes, so app number 1 was Canva and app number 2 is ChatGPT. Write this stuff down. Let's go, let's go. You're gonna hit enter. You're gonna hit enter, okay? Now, before we move forward, I need you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. Write it down. Because starting this morning, you and I are gonna lock in on the true definition of this word. Because a lot of y'all are very confused. So write it down, then I want you to underline it, and then I want you to circle it 10 million times. Ladies, we've got to be consistent. A lot of you guys are confused. So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means if you feel like it. If you have time. If you're not too busy, no ma'am, no ma'am. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means working on the goal, the business, whatever it is you're trying to achieve for your life 4 out of the 7 days out the week. You could do 20 minutes 4 times a week. You could do 10 hours 4 times a week. I don't give a damn. But what you will start doing today is working on the goal 4 out of the 7 days of the week. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. That is a lie that you continue to feed to yourself to make you feel better about the decisions that you make. Because let's be clear, you have a lot of time because you're always on social media. The time that you are spending scrolling is the time that you could be spending working on your goals. Am I lying? If you have time to be caught up on your favorite TV shows and movies and watch all of your favorite creators, then you have more than enough time to dedicate 20 minutes or 30 minutes out of your day 4 times a week to post the videos, to work on the ebook, to go live, to do whatever you need to do to move the needle forward with your business. You are gonna have to be consistent. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, let's make consistency easy. Because let's be real, life is hard enough. Life is hard, right? Life is lifing, stress is stressing, and then bills is piling up. So let's make consistency easy so that we can be consistent, okay? She said, I know that's right. Let's make it easy. Okay, listen to me. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you actually like to do. Because when you do things that you actually like to do, it doesn't feel like work. When things don't feel like work, now you have something to look forward to. Now you have something in your day that you are excited to work on. So what I want you to do is go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only pick ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something I would love to talk about all day, every day, if I could get paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's the business for you. See, a lot of you guys are trying to chase trends because you want to make all this money in this trendy niche. But you're actually doing yourself a disservice because you don't even like the niche that you're doing. You're only chasing money. And when you do that and it's not something that you like, you're not going to be consistent. So you still won't make a dime. Stop doing that. Do something that you actually enjoy doing so that you can easily show up consistently and so you can actually get the results that you've always wanted. I can't make this up. For those of you guys who love to exercise, I love to exercise. Isn't it so much easier to consistently work out when you do workout activities that you actually like to do? Yes. I love weightlifting. I love walking. So it is so easy for me to consistently do those things because that's what I love to do. So please do yourself a favor and only pick ideas that you like. And if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine, just ask for 10 more and keep asking until it gives you something you want to use. Yes, something that you actually like to do. Good morning, associate. Now, before we move forward, I need you to write this down. This is critical. Before we get into prompt number 2, I need you to write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. If you don't remember anything else I say this morning, you better remember this. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving all of your energy to any and everybody. You have literally become an energy vending machine. You sure are. You're just giving it away. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. You were giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You were giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. You can't. Because you don't have any energy left. Because you gave it all away. Gave it all away. And now you feel drained. You feel frustrated. You feel resentment. You do not want to carry the emotions of a resentment. No, that is a toxic emotion to carry with you every single day. You feel depressed and you feel anxious because you keep giving all of your energy away. And let's be clear, half of these people that you're giving all of your energy to are grown, able-bodied adults who can do for themselves. And they are not reciprocating it back to you. If they were reciprocating it back to you, you wouldn't feel drained. If they were reciprocating it back to you, you would not feel resentment. Because it would be an equal level of give and take. They give, you take. You give, they take. But that's not what's going on here. You are doing all of the giving and they're doing all of the taking. And that's why you feel the way you feel. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her talk about her problems. It makes you human. You matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, starting today, we are going to start being stingy with our energy, and we are going to start telling people no. And no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain anything. No, I cannot loan you any money. That is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. Hell, I gotta fix my own. Tell her to get a damn therapist. The answer is no. Because when you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. And now you have the energy that you need to focus on what's most important to you and actually getting it done. See, a lot of times as women, we try to pour into others. But what you fail to realize is you are pouring from an empty cup. Your cup has been empty for years. You cannot effectively pour into others if you do not pour into yourself first. Your cup has to be an overflow. But it's not. A lot of your cups have been empty for years. So you have to put yourself first so that you can be a good person to others. That's the only way any of this is going to work. When you're on a plane, when they're giving you the safety precautions, don't they always say, put your mask on first before you help the person next to you? Yes. So money flows where energy goes. When you start putting more energy into you and your business and your goals, the money flows right behind it. Don't you ever forget that. Okay? All right. Prompt number 2, good morning. Once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. I dropped my cup and it broke. We gonna pick it up and we gonna start fixing it and putting it back together. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. But most importantly, ladies, we are building ourselves. We're building our consistency. We're building our confidence, our discipline, and our accountability so that not only do we start something, we actually follow through. Yes, write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. And if I'm saying anything at all that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen, like, comment, and share. YouTube, thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more women who have no clue that they're getting in their own way. They don't have the slightest idea. They don't know, but we're going to let them know today. You're going to hit enter. Now, this is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote this ebook for you. It wrote it. It wrote it. It wrote it. Now, all you have to do is copy and paste. She said, I am in my own way. Starting today, no, you're not. We're going to fix it. You will copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up the Canva app. In the search, you're going to type in ebooks and hit enter, okay? It's going to give you thousands of templates to pick from. Just pick your most favorite one, okay? And by the way, the templates are 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors and the fonts and you can add pictures, do what you want. You will copy and paste. Now, for my ladies who love to overthink, you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop doing that. Stop. Write this down. KISS, K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. The only thing I need you to make sure your ebook is clean, simple, and legible. Clean, simple, legible. You will copy and paste. Once you are done and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. Download it as a PDF file. You will then upload that file to your hosting site. I hope you guys are taking notes. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there, but these are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you've got all of that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. And while I wait for you guys to put got that, let me tell you something I have noticed about us humans. Ladies, we love our comfort zone. We love it there. And in case you didn't know, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits, okay? It's just what you do on a regular basis. The people that you talk to, the places that you frequent, your job, the type of content that you watch, the music that you listen to, the vices that you have. That's your comfort zone. But notice the results that you're looking for in your life aren't in the comfort zone. You notice that, right? Because if they were, you wouldn't be here. If you were truly getting the results that you wanted in life, you would not be watching my content, because my content is about teaching women how to be their highest self. And if you were already there, you would have no need to watch this. The results that you're looking for, whether that's your business, maybe it's improving your mental health, your confidence, your boundaries, it's not in the comfort zone. It's not there. You've been looking for years, and it's still not there. The results that you're looking for are outside of your comfort zone. Notice how we get comfortable with being miserable. We have become comfortable with being insecure. We have become comfortable with being broke. We have become comfortable with being depressed. but it doesn't have to stay that way. In order for you to get the results that you want in your life, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different today in order to get the results that you want. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you've been getting. Ladies, that comfort zone is draining you. That comfort zone is frustrating you. You have to take a half an inch out. You're going to have to decide, look, today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today I'm going to spend 20 minutes working on this. Today I'm going to stop scrolling on social. Today I'm going to put myself first. Today I'm going to move my body. You are going to have to take a half an inch out if you want anything to work out for you that you have always been dreaming of. The results that you're looking for are not in that comfort zone. And also, stress is a silent killer, in case you did not know. I don't have to convince you, look it up. Stress is a silent killer. A lot of you guys have been stressed for years, and you have gotten comfortable with being stressed. That comfort zone is slowly killing you. You have got to take a half an inch out. It's a non-negotiable. Get out that comfort zone, slowly but surely. Just imagine if you do something a little bit different every single day for 2 weeks, for a month, for 6 months, a year, you'd be a whole new woman, whole new mindset, whole new income, all because you decide to take a half an inch out. Okay? Get out that comfort zone. Now back to these hosting sites. I use Stan Store. I love Stan. Stan is great, but Stan Store is very expensive. Stan Store is $99 a month. Thank you, Aslyn. And Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all of this, Stan Store is not for you. Instead, I want you on Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. Okay, they charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That's a great place to start. That's a great place to start. Now, one thing I know about you is this: you're gonna make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you promise that you are going to execute. So when you do start generating income, then transfer everything over to Stan Store later. Because Stan Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today, in case you did not know. Buy now, pay later, taking over. That includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, Affirm, QuadPay, PayPal. There's so many. Buy now, pay later is the preferred payment option. Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because people are using it. And no, it's not just poor people. Get that out your head. It's six-figure earners too. They love buy now, pay later. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have, okay? You will start on Gumroad. You will start building your business, and then you will transfer everything over to Stan Store later, all right? Now, what we just did was we made the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together and we wrote it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Now we have to sell it. And I'm gonna teach you how to sell. I'm gonna teach you how to sell. I gotta be honest, sales is 80% of the business. 80%. That means that's more than half. So we have got to get sales right, or there will not be a business. So we don't have a choice but to lock in on sales. But before we get into sales, I need to make something crystal clear. Good morning. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. 2 hours. Respectfully, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I will give you grace and I'm gonna give you 2. And just so you know, on this live, I don't care how old you are. On my live, age ain't nothing but a number. Ask my students, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Because what you're not gonna do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. Girl, please. You copy and paste the links to reels in the group chats all day long. So I know you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to finish this ebook, you and I have a serious problem that we've got to fix today. One of the problems that you might be experiencing, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. Let me guess. You're a perfectionist, right? That means everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. Then when you do decide to finally get started, you're going to take things out, you're going to put things back, you're going to get irritated and frustrated because it's still not perfect, and then give up on it again. And then when you do decide to start again, when you decide to reset, you're going to ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen and you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. She said, OMG, you who's been telling you my business, bless your heart, Lord Jesus. I used to be the exact same way, this is how I know. And I'm gonna hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Just know I'm saying it out of love. Ma'am, you are not perfect at all. I am not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. We are all perfectly imperfect. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You are still living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years, some of y'all decades, because you're so fearful of what people will think about you. You're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing that you continue to allow fear to steal your dream life from you. Let's be real, it's stealing it from you because you know exactly what kind of life you want to live. You know, you have prayed about it and prayed about it. You've already done the vision board. God heard you. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. You know exactly how much money you want in savings. And you know exactly how much money you want to leave your children. You know all of the things. But every single day that you do not live that life is another day that you chose to let fear steal it from you. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, you want to know the truth, it's because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. Self-sabotage. This is you getting in your own way. This is you holding yourself back. This is self-sabotage. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if you don't get the results that you want, that feeling of disappointment scares the shit out of you. So you will self-sabotage to protect yourself from feeling disappointed if it doesn't work. You will self-sabotage by saying, I'm too busy. You're not too fucking busy. Let's be real, because you're on social media all day. You are wasting time all day long. You are not too busy, but you will hold on to that excuse of I'm too busy, because if you let that excuse go, and if you actually locked in and did what you were supposed to do, and if it doesn't work, you are terrified of feeling the disappointment. So you will continue to lie to yourself and self-sabotage and say you're too busy. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic friendships and toxic relationships. And you'll convince yourself that you can't let these people out your life because you've known them for 20 years. I can't let my friend go. We've been friends for 20 years. No. She has not been a friend to you. You might have been a friend to her, but she was not a friend to you. She's been using you, she's been unsupportive, and she's been disrespecting you. That is not friendship. But you will hold on to that friend because deep down inside, you are terrified of if you let that friend go and you lock in and you focus on your business, you build your confidence up, and if you still don't get the results that you want, oh shit, that scares the hell out you. So you will self-sabotage and continue to hang around people who treat you like shit. Self-sabotage. But I am so confused. I'm so confused. Because earlier you said that you hated your job. You said you were fed up with living paycheck to paycheck. You said you were tired of robbing Patrice to pay Paula. You said you were tired of making payment arrangement after payment arrangement. That's what you said. You said you were tired of giving up on yourself. You were tired of not following through with the plan. But every day that you live like that, you are still living in disappointment because there's still things about your life that you are not 1000% happy with. I'm trying to help you fix it. But we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we bring more money into the house so we can stop living paycheck to paycheck if the business is not making sales? How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence so we can stop caring what people think and post and not care and worry and feel like we're not good enough if we keep breaking the promises that we made to ourselves? You can't. Can't. So, we are going to have to launch the product as is. And I need you to understand and understand that it will never be perfect. It will never be perfect. You can spend 20 more years on it and it will still not be perfect. But here's the caveat. The more you do something, the better you get. The more content you post, the better your content will get. The more products you launch in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better the business will get, but it will still not be perfect. But it will get better along the way. Everything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. I don't have to convince you. You did not always know how to read and write. But now you do that just fine today. How? Because you did it over and over and over again. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with today have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. Girl, please. No. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They didn't always have their own production company that was making movies and TV shows that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always used to have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies you wanted to see. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for that next movie, you had to mail that DVD back. They didn't wait until they could afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And as they continued to run their business grew. As they got more customers, as they made more money, they were able to invest back into the business to make it better. But it's still not perfect. It's still not perfect. We all got complaints. I still can't find shit on there to watch, and they keep raising the price. Netflix is $1 billion company. So I don't know why you and your ego think that you can skip the messy middle. But I'm going to need you to reel that ego on in. Because if Netflix had to launch with what they had, I don't know why you think you don't. Make it make sense. You will get better along the way too, just like all of the other businesses. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you were distracted as fuck. You're distracted. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have accepted it. I have accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people are not truly looking for help. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking to complain and vent to whoever's willing to listen. But the minute you present them with the very solution to their problem, they bail because they were never looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that at all. I am only here to help the woman who actually wants to change her life. But in order to actually change your life, I have to first make you aware of what you've been doing, because self-awareness is key, and a lot of people are not self-aware. So I have to tell you the truth so that we can fix it. Listen, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to feel good about yourself and have that confidence to not care what people think. But you choose not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekend, you could work on your business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have confidence in yourself. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally develop self-love and self-respect. But you make the choice not to. You choose to scroll on social media and laugh at funny videos and share them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all of these distractions in the first place, gambling, social media, drinking, wasting time, the reason why we do all of this is because we are trying to escape. That's what all this is. This is all escapism. And the reason we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we're not 1000% happy with. And instead of you just being a grown woman and fixing it, you choose to run from it. You choose to escape. But let me ask you, and just be honest. Let's just be honest with ourselves for once, because the worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. So just be real. Is that working? Is what you're doing working? Just be honest. I don't know. I don't know. But is it working? How do you know? How do you feel? Just how do you feel? When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you excited and ready to start your day? Or are you sitting at the edge of your bed and you're dreading it? Do you feel peaceful throughout the day and joyous? Or do you feel stressed and sad? Just ask yourself, how do you feel on a day-to-day basis? Because if you don't feel good, then that means it's time to change something. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you've been doing is not working for you anymore, then that means it's time to change something up. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, What if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So, this is what we're going to do today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Today, we are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on do not disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You're not coming back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of those instructions, then go ahead and put clear in the chat. Because respectfully, there is absolutely no point in talking about sales if we don't have anything to sell. Good morning. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, hello, happy Easter. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen. YouTube, thumbs up the live. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push it out to more people. So I told you guys a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That is more than half. So we've got to get this right or we won't have a business. But I have to tell you the truth. Sales is where most people fail. They fail at sales, okay? Now, before you run away and start freaking out and saying things like, oh God, it's because sales is so hard. No, sales is actually not hard. Sales is actually very easy. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. So in order to sell something, we have to first fix our mindset around sales. See, a lot of y'all are struggling with sales because you say things to yourself like, well, Jazz, I'm not a salesperson. What if people think I'm being annoying? Excuse me. What if people think I'm begging them for money? What if people unsubscribe because I'm doing too much? Okay, let's go ahead and clear all that up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving, okay? People have a problem and you have a solution, but you're not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head right now. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently about your products and services and how you can help them because people are extremely forgetful. Ladies, I don't know if you know this or not, if you're living under a rock, but life is life and for everybody. Stress is stressing for everybody. And most people are on social media all day from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed. So they are being bombarded with content all day long. You have to remind people consistently of your products and services and how you can help them for them to even begin to remember who you are. Why do you think I keep telling you to take notes on this live? Because I've said time and time again, I already know you're human and you're going to forget. You always do. So I'm telling you to write it down so when you forget, not if, but when you do, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep reminding you that the key word of this live is execution? You hear me say that word over and over again. Why do I keep repeating myself? Because psychology has already proven that the more you hear something, the more it sticks. And I need that word to stick in your pretty head that you gotta execute. You have to remind people consistently over and over and over again of your products and services and how you can help them so that they can even remember who you are. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. And even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, they still remind you consistently who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. How? Well, you can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one of those Amazon trucks. Them big ass blue trucks with the Prime logo on it. They didn't have to paint those trucks blue. They didn't have to put their logo on them. They could have left them white. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every single time you see one of their trucks, your brain remembers Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. Everywhere. I went downstairs this morning. The whole mailroom is full of Amazon packages and one FedEx package. They could have left those packages blank. They didn't have to put their logo on those packages, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, your brain thinks Amazon. Now let's be honest. Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? Do you really think they're worried about doing too much and you unsubscribing from Prime? Girl, please. They know you're not going nowhere. How do they know that? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They already know you're lazy. They know you want convenience. They got you covered. So they will continuously remind you every single day that they exist. And every single month, you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with Amazon. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I have been on these internet streets for 6 years. I'm all over the place. You might have found me on YouTube. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I am everywhere. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently and talk about GlowUp Academy without people worrying or without people thinking I'm being annoying, or without me worrying about people unsubscribing from my YouTube channel or unfollowing me because I'm doing too much? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to build their confidence. They want to stop giving up on themselves. They want to stop caring what people think. I work with them every single day inside of GlowUp Academy. People want to become more disciplined and more consistent and hold themselves accountable so that they actually get the stuff done and reach their goals. I work with them every single day inside of GlowUp Academy. People want to build their online business. They want to monetize their platforms and they want to sell their products and make money online too. I work with them every single day inside of GlowUp Academy. If people unfollow me because I'm doing too much, respectfully, I don't give a damn. I understand that people don't change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. And when they do hit that brick wall, they come back. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? So let's sell. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are talking about sales. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos. Then they turn around and make fake accounts, and then they're going to message you pretending to be me. So do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok and YouTube streets, because they're coming to get you, especially on TikTok, y'all. They're coming for you. And I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. A lot of you guys have amazing ideas, brilliant ideas, but you won't even start because you're terrified of failing. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are confused as to what the word failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you post your first YouTube video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. And some of y'all really think that if you create 3 TikTok videos and they don't get 10,000 views, then you failed. But that's not failing. See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I quit. Well, then that is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you just commit to doing something a little bit different, taking a half an inch out of that comfort zone, and you continue to show up, you continue to keep trying, you continue to keep giving it all you have, then you're not failing because you're still committed to it. See, the problem with society today, you want to know the truth, people are extremely entitled. The entitlement is at an all-time high. And a lot of you guys have been entitled for so long, you don't even recognize how entitled you are. And so what you have done is you have placed this unrealistic timeline on when you feel entitled to the results. You have convinced yourself that if you're not a millionaire in 30 days because you said so, then that means you failed. But what you fail to realize is the results that you're looking for, they always come. They just may not come in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, but they always show up. I've lost 100 pounds. Okay, that's a lot of weight. For anyone who has lost any amount of weight, you know this is true. If you just let go of the excuses and you stop talking about some you got hormone problems and you stop talking about some you got metabolism problems, if you just truly let go of the excuses, okay, and you just say, you know what, I'm gonna count my calories. I'm only going to eat 1,800 calories a day. I'm going to move my body for at least 20, 30 minutes. If you just commit to that, don't you eventually get to the goal weight that you always wanted? Yeah, you do. You want to know why most people don't? You want to know the truth? It's because they felt entitled to losing 50 pounds in 48 hours. They decided that they were going to go on a water fast and they were going to starve themselves for 2 weeks. And when they didn't lose the 50 pounds in those 2 weeks that they felt entitled to, they gave up. They gave up. That's why they failed at weight loss. For any of you guys who have gotten any type of degree, maybe you got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, you already know this is true. If you just keep going to class, if you just keep doing your homework assignments, you just keep passing your tests, don't you eventually get to the degree that you wanted? You want to know why most people don't? Because they want to take 10 classes in one semester. And when they didn't pass those classes, all those classes in that one semester, they gave up and they failed. That's why. So why would your business be any different? It's not. It's not. If you just keep posting your content, if you just keep showing up and you stop feeling entitled to the results, you will eventually get to the dollar amount that you want. You will eventually get to the subscriber count you want and the view count you want. So for anyone on this live who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you did not fail. And now you have absolutely no reason to worry about it. Okay? Okay. Now that we got that out of our system, you're not going to fail unless you give up. Okay? Sales tip number 1. Good morning. Content is king and distribution is queen. I'm going to say it again. Content is king and distribution is queen. Hello. So let's break this down so it makes sense. All right. Let's start with the content is king portion. All right. Content is anything that you upload to social media. So whether that's pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, if you post statuses on Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all of that is content. The content that we post is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people. But remember, people are extremely forgetful. So content is king because we have to consistently remind them so that they remember. All right? Now, one thing I cannot stress the importance of is not allowing yourself to feel overwhelmed. The minute you start to feel overwhelmed because you've created this long ass list of to-dos and you start to feel overwhelmed, well, what happens is you freeze and you give up because now you feel overwhelmed. So the new mindset that we are going to adapt is we're going to crawl before we walk. We're going to walk before we run. In other words, we're going to take a half an inch, a very small inch out of that comfort zone every single day to get us closer to the results that we want. Maybe you're struggling with posting content consistently because you're actually camera shy. Okay. So first, what we need to do is address the camera shyness so that you can get to the point where you are posting content consistently. Okay. So what I want you to start doing today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not next year, today, I want you to spend multiple times a day. You could do 5-minute increments. You could do 10-minute increments. I don't care. But I want you to sit in front of your phone or your camera and start talking to it. This is not to post. This is just strictly for you to get out of your camera shyness. Because what did we say? Thank you, Aslan. The more you do something over and over and over again, the better you get. I don't have to convince you. Look at the results in your own life. Don't forget, you did not always know how to read and write. And now you do that just fine because you consistently did it. Okay, so multiple times a day, you are going to sit in front of your camera and you're going to talk to it. You can cook in front of it. You can work out in front of it. Do what you want, but be in front of the camera. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. Because if you have time to scroll, you have time to do this. Once you get to the point where you are no longer camera shy, you don't feel awkward or cringe. Now what we're going to do is commit to posting one 30-second video a week. Just one. There are 7 days in a week. So that means you have 6 days to figure out what you're going to talk about, to have ChatGPT scripted for you if you want it to be scripted. You have 6 days to edit it. You have 6 days to have ChatGPT create the caption, and you have 6 days to work up the confidence to hit the button upload. Once you have become consistent with posting once a week, we will then take another half an inch out of that comfort zone and we're going to up it to 2 times a week. Then we're going to up it to 3. And then so on and so forth. Next thing you know, you are posting content consistently. Okay? So never forget, we're going to crawl before we walk. We're going to walk before we run. We're just going to focus on taking a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day. This is how we build new routines and new habits. This is how we become a higher version. Every single day we're working on just doing a little better. I can't make this up, okay? Now, the distribution is queen part. Not only are we going to work on posting content consistently, we're going to also work on building at least 3 platforms. Got to build 3. Why? Because one is too close to none. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be sitting there freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay them bills. If you put all your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. I teach my students, we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we have to stay ready. Now, it's not hard to build 3. because that same exact video that you posted on, let's say TikTok, you'll also post it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you want to be. It takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it all day long. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options, okay? You got lots of options. I do always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you're always on TikTok, start a TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here, and then just choose 2 more, okay? But I do want to let you know this in case you did not already know. YouTube is the most watched platform. It is not TikTok. Nope, sure not. It is YouTube. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. So I'm going to always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, then that means you need to be creating on YouTube. Okay? Don't sleep on YouTube. Start your YouTube channel. Now, before we move even further, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's holding on to fear. She knows who she is. She knows exactly who she is. And what did we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. Thank you, footprints. And she's about to run away. She's happy that she found this live. She's glad that this live showed up on her For You page. Divine timing, right? There's a reason why you're here. But in the back of her mind, she's like, Jazz, what did I just walk into? I would love to start an online business. This sounds amazing. I am here for it. But girl, I don't know. You want me to post content consistently? You want me to build 3 platforms? You want me to make my own products? Jazz, I don't know. I want to, but honestly, I just don't think I can. And this just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, I want you to just listen to me. The first thing I want you to know is I can't convince you of anything. I don't have the power to. Nobody does, okay? So I'm not even gonna try. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then fine, your feelings are valid. You're right, it's hard. If you want to believe that creating your own product with AI is hard, then fine, you're right. Your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that posting on multiple platforms, taking one video from TikTok and then posting it on Instagram and YouTube is hard, then okay, it's hard. It's hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that drains you, that overworks you and underpays you is hard. Crying every day because you are so upset, you are so stressed with how life is going for you right now is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it in your spirit that there is something better for you and you're not living it, that's hard. That's hard. And a lot of you live like that every day. And see, that's what fear will do, that right there. And you let it. You let it. You will let fear convince you that you can't do any of this. But look at what you're already doing. That's 20 times harder than this. I have not said anything that you are not capable of doing. Not one thing. But you are going to allow fear to convince you that you can't do none of this. One thing I've noticed that we do, especially as women, is we never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. You notice that? When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Some of y'all don't even know because you never speak to yourself like that. And that's crazy to me because let's be real, life's for everybody. Nobody's life is perfect. And we have all had moments in life that were hard. And in those moments, we had no clue how we were going to overcome it. Not any idea. But we did. You got through it. Because you're still here today. So you've already proven to yourself how strong you really are. You have already proven to yourself how resilient you already are. And despite proving that to yourself, you're still going to allow fear to convince you that you can't do any of this. Listen, I remember when I lost my grandma, my whole world turned upside down. My grandma pretty much raised me. We lived with her for about 10 years. And even when I went off to college, I would call her 4 and 5 times a day, just to check on her and just to tell her what I was up to. And when she passed, my whole world turned upside down. I was like, how am I gonna live without my grandma? It's something about a grandmother's love. And here I am 10 years later, still living without my grandma. And she's the first person I ever lost in my life that I was close to. The first time I ever experienced grief. You are a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. You are a lot more resilient than you give yourself credit for. And that's why I keep stressing the importance of building up our confidence. Because this is a confidence problem and lack thereof. Because look at what you already do every single day. And you're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the ability to copy and paste some words and put it in a pre-made Canva template. Are we serious right now, ladies? That's what we're gonna do? That's what we're doing today? Really? Look at what you already do, and you're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the abilities to record a 30-second TikTok video and hit upload. Are we serious right now? Really? That's what we're doing? That's what we're gonna do this morning? Look at what you already do, and you're going to let fear convince you that you don't have the abilities to take a video that you posted on TikTok and then throw it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts. Are you kidding me right now? This is a confidence issue. And this is why I keep telling you that we have got to keep the promises that we made to ourselves. Because if you don't, this is the result of that. This is the result of that. I don't have to convince you of this because you can see it for yourself. There are people on these apps who are living worse lives than you. And they're still showing up, getting it done. There are women on these apps who have more children than you. And they are still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you. And they are still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who are living their worst moments right now. They've already gotten laid off. They've already lost their house. They got evicted. They've gotten foreclosed on. And despite that going on right now today, they are still showing up, getting it done. So if they can do it, why can't you? You want to know why you're not? You want to know the differences between them and you? I'm going to tell you. The difference is they made the decision to let go of fear. And you made the decision to hold on to it. That's the only difference. They let go of fear and you refuse to. Listen, my online business changed my whole life. Can't make this up. I've been doing this full time for 6 years, okay? Selling my digital products, making my money. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I now have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. I have confidence now. I genuinely feel good about myself. But before all of this, before COVID, I lived a very different life. I used to be broke as hell. I used to be miserable. I used to be stressed out. Very insecure, very insecure. I was 100 pounds overweight. I had a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I have bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us. But I bought in back in high school because they told me that if I went off to college and got a 4-year bachelor's degree, I would graduate and be able to find a good job with benefits and stability. I would make more than enough money to where I could travel a few times a year, see the world. I would be able to put extra money into my 401k plan. And when I get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity. That's what they told me. So I said, okay, let's do it. Let's go. Went off to college, did the whole thing. Had a dorm room, stayed an hour and a half away from home. Graduated and got my bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000. My mom told me to go. All of my friends went, so I went. Then I had to move back home, like most college graduates do, because you got to find a job. 6 months later, got my first job. First full-time job, I should say. Thank you. They're going to be paying me $60,000 a year. Now, I thought I was about to be rich, okay, because I'm 23 years old. That's the most money I'd ever made in my entire life, because I came from fast food, okay? So to get a job making $60,000 a year, oh, girl, I thought I came up, okay? I thought I was about to be rich, and they were giving me PTO and health insurance. Oh, yeah, I thought I hit the jackpot. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I decided to get my own place. But I didn't stop there. Nope. I had to upgrade my life, right? So I had to go out and get a brand new car because that's the American way, right? See, I had a car and it was paid off. My grandma gave it to me. I had the title in hand. It got me from point A, B, C, D, E, and F. But the car was old. Okay, no leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dash. So I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life. Duh. So I decided to go and get me a brand new Dodge Charger. Couldn't tell me shit. I thought I was too cute. Had all the bells and whistles. My mom and grandma told me don't do it, but me being 23, what do they know, right? So I did it. That car payment cost me $450 a month. And we all know with the expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time your girl paid all her bills for the month, she was broke. I was broke as hell. Every syllable of the word broke. I couldn't afford vacations. What? Couldn't afford a vacation. I couldn't afford to put extra money into my 401k. No. I could barely afford to eat. That's how broke I was. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23, I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back because everybody has student loans. That's just the American way, right? They'll get the money when they get it. That was my philosophy. No. The government will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call you and they won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to your house because they want to see your tax returns. Because here's the kicker, they're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, so no children, they said I should have no problem paying $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400? What? Yep, that's the price. And it's not up for negotiation. That's the price. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was literally every month because I genuinely couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments off of some student loans. My credit dropped 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership, because who's going to give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke as hell. I have really bad credit. I had one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I grew up very sheltered, okay? So in my early 20s, I was very naive. I was just gullible as hell. Anything that anyone told me, I believed them. So when I went into the interview, my supervisor told me that even though the department was all women, all middle-aged women, I was gonna be the youngest one there, they all got along. Everyone loved each other. They were all one big old happy work family. So I went into the department thinking that was true. I learned that in corporate America, those are not your friends. Those are not your friends. And you gotta watch them. You gotta watch them because they slick with it. See, they'll smile and kiki with you in the break room, but they don't like you. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, what they'll do is they'll all come together and they'll contribute to a birthday gift for you. But they don't like you. They don't like you. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you at this point, but they will still ask you if you want to go to happy hour. They will still invite you to their house. They'll invite you to their weddings. They'll invite you to their baby showers, but they don't like you. It's weird. For the holidays, we all come together and we bring a dish for the Thanksgiving potluck, and then we sit down in the break room together and sing Kumbaya, but they don't like you. It's weird. And best believe, all you have to do is piss off the right one, and they will make sure that every single day that you work there will be a living nightmare. I had made friends with a woman who was 31 years old. I was 23, and we used to do everything together, even off the clock, okay? And she told me numerous times I was like the little sister she never had. And my naive ass was like, oh my God, you're like the big sister I never had. And I used to tell her all my tea, and I would tell her everything that I hate about my supervisor. We both decided to put in to be promoted, and she made the decision to let the supervisor know everything that I told her in confidence. And as a result, my supervisor made sure that every day I worked in that department, I was miserable. My fault. I walked right into it. Didn't know no better. I hated it. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to get a new job. Nobody was calling me back. Couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped. Consider yourself blessed. You are truly blessed. I wouldn't wish that feeling of trapped on my worst enemy. No. But let me give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. That's how trap feels. You could try to be optimistic and try to be positive, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. That's how trap feels. You could try to work some overtime or get a part-time job so you can catch up on some bills and stop being stressed about money. But just when you start to get a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. You can try to pray about it, right? And ask God to help you. But it begins to feel like he's ignoring you because it feels like you're still waking up with the same damn problems every single day. That's how trap feels. Your life literally begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at that job. I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every single day. I started to bring that job home with me. You ever did that before? So what that means is you have clocked out. You are at home. You should be enjoying time with your spouse, but you can't because you're telling him all the toxic things that they're doing to you at work. These people have taken over your mind. You can't escape them. They are living in your they're living in your mind rent free. I couldn't sleep anymore. I was so stressed out about bills. I started to have anxiety. I started to become paranoid that they were trying to fire me every single day. And to cope with all that anxiety, all that depression, all that misery, and all that stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but that quickly spiraled out of control, and I became an alcoholic. And the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit, that's hard. Making payment arrangement after payment arrangement, robbing Patrice to pay Paula month after month is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. Back then I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests. So my life literally began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being depressed with my life. But I realized there's nothing wrong with me. Anybody would be depressed with a life like that. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business, is you can monetize anything. Anything you want. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not far-fetched. Ladies, you can do anything. I don't have to convince you. Look at your timeline. Look at your For You page. And how many times, be honest, do you scroll on social seeing the darndest things? And you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out, how the hell are they getting paid to do that? I can do better than that. You want to know how they're getting paid to do it? You want to know how? Okay, I'm going to tell you how. Because they made the decision to let go of fear. That's how. And you choose to keep holding on to it. That's it. I can't make this up. Can't make this up. You are going to have to let go of the fear because that fear is stealing, literally stealing the dream life from you. The life with financial freedom, the life with more time with your kids, with your family, the life where you're not stressing out about bills, that life. It is stealing that life from you and you let it. Year after year. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city was over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours in the car. 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day. Gone. It's gone. You only get a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before it's time to put everyone to bed and repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, they don't even get to experience the peaceful version of you because you're not peaceful. They don't even get to experience the stress-free version of you because you're stressed. They don't even get to experience the happy version of you because you're not happy. They get the depressed version. They get the anxious version. They get the miserable version of you. You put everyone to bed just to repeat it again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what the hell are you looking forward to? Because Friday, you still worked, so they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to spend doing what you want. Sunday, not so much. No, because you have to prepare for the work week, which means you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to do laundry, and then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me, and He loves me a lot. Let me ask you, if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to be hating the very life that He blessed me with? He didn't. He didn't put me here for that. He put me here for a very special reason. And then He allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason too. There is something very special about you too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. Our light will get dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic family. Maybe it was a toxic relationship. Maybe it was toxic friends. In my case, it was toxic work. Something happened. And now here you are this morning, doubting your ability to do any of this. But I'm here to tell you that you can. See, I believe the ideas that we get come from God. If there was something inside of you that told you, try this, do this, that's because you can. That is God talking to you. You wouldn't even thought the thought if it was something you couldn't do. God does not plant seeds in an environment that cannot harvest them. So if it even crossed your mind, that's because you are more than capable of doing it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have even thought about it. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. If you even thought about selling your products, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear, because that fear is stealing your dream life from you. You gotta let go of fear, ladies. You can do this. Okay? Okay. Fear don't live here no more. All right, sales tip number 2, and for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Sales tip number 2, people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy it. If they don't know you, not gonna buy it. If they don't trust you, not gonna buy it. So how do we get people to like us? Okay. You're gonna do this through your content. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. We said content is anything that you upload to social. So reels, pictures, videos. If you post statuses like on Facebook, TikTok, or Facebook threads, Twitter, if you go live, all of that is content. And we're gonna get people to like us through our content. Remember, the content is how we're getting the word out. It's how we're gonna let people know about our products and services and how we can help them. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself, okay? A lot of us do ourselves a disservice because we're trying to create perfect content. But what you fail to realize is people can only connect with people through emotions, but they can't connect with perfection because they're not perfect. And then you're being inauthentic because you're not perfect. So I need you to just be yourself. That's the only way any of this is gonna happen. And don't you dare let fear take over and say things to you like, well, what if people don't like me? That's impossible. I am here to tell you that's impossible because there are 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. I used to be fearful of this too, okay? And what I want you guys to understand is this. You guys, there's a whole world of people out there from all over the world, all different countries. The internet is what connects us to everybody. You would be amazed at how many people you can help and motivate and that you can inspire, how many lives you can change, all because you decided to be yourself and post your content, okay? Listen, I have women inside of GlowUp Academy from all over the world. I'm in the US. There are women in there from Germany, Australia, Canada, Jamaica, Barbados. I have been to none of those countries. But I was able to help people. I was able to inspire people. I was able to change people's lives, all because I showed up as myself and I posted my content. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of you guys watching, I wouldn't have been able to help because you wouldn't have been able to hear this message. But that's literally what you're doing to other people because you won't get out your head. So please, for the love of God, post your videos. There's a whole world of people out there. They will like you and they need you. Okay? Okay. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. I need you to go live. And just so you know, yes, you can go live and be faceless. I don't care whether you want to be a faceless creator or you want to be front and center. Everything that we are talking about this morning applies to everybody. I don't care. I need you to go live. Going live is the best way to build your community because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you and engage and interact. and it allows you to promote your products. I need you to go live. Now, some of y'all are gonna be like, Jazz, that's great, but I don't wanna go live. And I'm gonna just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not the coach that's gonna try to convince you to do anything. If you don't wanna go live, don't. But I do wanna remind you that you also said you didn't wanna go to work. You said you were tired of feeling overworked and underpaid, and you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass at their job to build someone else's business and make them wealthy. But they absolutely refuse to spend 30 minutes building wealth for themselves. Ladies, I don't have to convince you. You see people on these apps, especially on TikTok, selling, selling, selling. All day, all night. The internet does not sleep. They're selling hair, they're selling makeup, they're selling clothes, lashes, nails, digital products. They're selling everything. Everything. It doesn't matter what time of day or what time of night you go live. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. Thank you, Steffi. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies, listen to me. The only reason why you're struggling with live shyness or camera shyness or any type of shyness for that matter is because you just don't have enough experience doing it. Okay? It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's just because you don't have enough experience. We have been on this live for 110 minutes. And if you're still here, one thing I know about human beings is that's because you trust me. If you thought I was full of shit, you would have left by now. So I need you to go ahead and trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, without a doubt, you will get to the point where you are no longer live shy. And I don't have to convince you of this. Look at the results in your own life. Everything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you consistently did it. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you consistently did it. You did not always know how to drive or do your job, but you do that just fine. How? Because you consistently did it. So just imagine what would happen if you consistently went live. I can't make this up. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? All right. There's a reason why I'm telling you to post consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock somewhere, but ladies, people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard, I work hard. Everyone is working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, well, then that's going to require you to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I do want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. First, what we got to do is remove the ego and the pride, okay? Now, I recognize some of y'all can't do that because you think you know everything. And there's nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know. Well, I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know that pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of you guys who can remove ego and pride, and you recognize that there's always room for growth and improvement, I'm speaking to you. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our profiles and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. But we have to be honest. Take the emotions out of it. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I'm going to say that again. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. You got to be honest. Now ask yourself, is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this. Take the emotion out. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you can fix it. You have the power to fix it. So make it clear as day who you are, what you do, how you can help people, so that when people do go to your profile, they know what kind of content they can expect to see from you. Just make it clear. Ladies, that is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. That is the beauty with everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Anything, and I literally mean anything, that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But I'm going to be honest, you choose not to. You choose not to. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for solutions to their problems. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking to complain and vent to anyone who's willing to listen. But the minute you present them with the very solution to their problems, they bail. They dip because they were never really looking for solutions in the first place. I'm not here for that. No. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to actually change your life, you have to first become aware of what you've been doing. Self-awareness is key, and a lot of people don't have it, which means I have to tell you the truth so that we can fix it. So I gotta be honest with you. Anything that you want that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it, but you make the choice not to. So, if you are struggling with live shyness or camera shyness, fix it. Just fix it. I already told you how. Start going live consistently. Start being in front of the camera consistently. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. And even though I gave you the exact solution to the problem that you have, most of you, as soon as I end this live, all you're going to go do is hop into another one. All you're going to go do is watch more YouTube videos and waste more time and then have the audacity to sit there and complain about why you're live shy and camera shy. Well, at that point, that's a choice. That's what you want to be. Because if you truly wanted to change it, you would do the exact thing I told you to do to change it. You weren't looking for a solution. You were looking to pass time. If you are lacking confidence and you want to fix it, just fix it. I told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, then start it already. If you told yourself you were going to sell your products, then just sell them. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then lose it. And even though I gave you the exact solution to building your confidence so that you can stop caring what people think, most of you, as soon as I end this live, the only thing you're going to go do is hop into another one and waste more time. And then you're going to sit there and have the audacity to complain about how insecure you are. Well, at that point, that is a choice. You want to be insecure. Because if you truly didn't want to be that anymore, you would do the exact thing I told you to do. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone to get to the results that you want. Your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's the things that you do frequently, every day or every other day. It's the people that you hang out with. It's the conversations that you have. It's the content that you watch. It's the way you spend your time. It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. But notice that comfort zone that you refuse to leave is not giving you the results that you claim you want. Because if you're watching this live, and if you resonate with any of my content that I put out, then that means you're not getting the results that you want. Because the content that I create is to help the woman who wants to finally get results in her life. And if you were getting those results that you wanted in life, then you would have no need for my content. That's how I know that. But again, in order for you to get the results that you want, you have to take a half an inch out. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is draining you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is frustrating you. Mm-hmm. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is depressing you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is keeping you in the life that you say you no longer want to live. You're going to have to take a half an inch out. You are going to have to make the decision today that you're going to do something a little bit different, just a little bit different to get something better. You don't have a choice. Or you can stay in that comfort zone and keep doing what you've been doing and keep getting the results that you're getting. Those are your only two options. See, a lot of us have convinced ourselves that we're trapped. And we live in a trapped mindset. And a lot of us have been living in this trapped mindset for so long that you don't even recognize that you're living in one. You don't even have a clue. And then what you do is you surround yourself with other trap-minded people. See, believe it or not, we attract what we are. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's true. The friends that you have and the family that you're closest to, 9 times out of 10, there are similarities in patterns, there's similarities in problems. Because if you guys were completely different, you wouldn't even be able to get along. It would be so much friction because you are two totally different people. But if you get along with these people, that's because you share a lot of the same beliefs. And so what you're doing is getting a whole bunch of trap-minded advice. But I am here to tell you, you are not trapped. You are not trapped. And you always have choices. But those choices that you have are going to require you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different to get to the results that you want. See, I used to have a trap mindset too. I sure did. I really used to believe that I was trapped at my 9 to 5. I really believed that. And there was nothing that anyone could tell me that would convince me otherwise. But I am here to tell you today, I was never trapped at that job. But see, I was also surrounded by other people who thought they were trapped at their job. Those are called your coworkers. And a lot of times, y'all all have the same beliefs. I had options. I had choices that I could make to get untrapped. But those choices were going to require me to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different. Notice, we get comfortable with being miserable. You've been living in misery for so long, you're comfortable with it. You get comfortable with being stressed. You've been stressed for so long that you're comfortable with it. You get comfortable with being depressed because you've been depressed for so long that you're comfortable with it. I used to be comfortable with how miserable I was. See, I could have quit the job and just moved back home. I could have moved back home until I found something better. I had that option. I could have moved back home. But the mindset that I had was, oh God, no. That's taking a step backwards. That's me going backwards. That's me failing. No, what's failing is living a life that you're miserable with. That's what's failing. But I allowed the people around me to convince me that if you move back home, that's moving backwards. That's failing at life. And I believe that. I really believe that. So I made the choice to stay at a job that was draining me than to just move back home, get a little bit out of my comfort zone, and just find a better job that wouldn't drain me. I could have quit that job and just went back to fast food. I had a great relationship with my manager at McDonald's. I could have went back to McDonald's. I sure could have. But the mindset I had back then, oh God, no. Because I'm a college graduate. Why would I work at McDonald's? What? No. That's really what I used to believe. I really believed that. I sure did. What if they want me to work weekends? No. Oh, no. What if they want me to work nights? No. What if they want me to work holidays? No, absolutely not. Because I'm a college graduate. You see that? Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? Even though it would have just been temporary until I got something better. I made the choice to stay at a job that was making me miserable because I didn't want to move backwards. That's what I really thought. But moving backwards is continuing to live a life you're not even happy with. So I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to feel sorry for myself. I chose to complain about what wasn't fair and what wasn't going right. I chose to procrastinate and I chose to drink. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have taken me right about the problem that I had, which was leave. All I had to do was leave. That's all I had to do. But I had gotten so comfortable with being miserable and so comfortable with being depressed that I couldn't even see the solution that was right in front of me. All I had to do was leave. That's it. That's it. Some of you have convinced yourself, you really believe deep down in your soul that you can't fix the problems that you have yet because you're lacking information. And you really believe that if you just watch more TikTok lives, and if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just archive more reels about how to glow up and how to start your business, if you just ask ChatGPT 10,000 more questions, then you can gather all the information that you need so that you will have the ability to fix your problems later. But what if I told you that you're not lacking information? Nope. No, you're not. Because let's be real. Let's be honest. You're on social media all day. So you have all the information that you need. You have watched all of the TikTok live coaches at least once. You have seen everybody's face. You have watched countless YouTube videos on how to start your business, how to use ChatGPT, how to build your platforms 10,000 times already. You have already archived the reels on morning routines and New Year's resets. You have already asked ChatGPT 1,000 questions last week. You have all the information that you need. You are not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the key word of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do, but she won't just do it. You're the woman who makes excuse after excuse as to why it won't work for you. You are the woman who continues to procrastinate, talk about what she's going to do later and tomorrow, and those days never come. You are the woman who chooses to complain. She chooses to throw pity parties for herself. She chooses to feel sorry for herself. She chooses to do all of the things except the one thing that will change her entire life forever, which is start. You refuse to start. All you gotta do is start. And you're not even willing to do that. And until you change that, nothing for you is gonna change. See, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're the reason why. I know you may not want to hear that. I know it can be uncomfortable, but that's the truth. I am here to make you aware of what you've been doing so that we can fix it. There are things about you that is holding you back. You can buy all the courses you want. Some of y'all have already maxed out Afterpay. I'm just being real. Some of you have already done it. You've already done it because you buy course after course after course. Am I lying? I know I'm talking to somebody on this live. But the reason why you're not getting the results that you want, it's not because of the course. It's because you haven't done the one thing that will change your life, which is change you. You haven't even changed you. You have yet to change your excuses. You have yet to go off of the plan and not the mood. You have yet to keep the promises that you made to yourself. You have yet to put yourself first in your own life. You continue to distract yourself with social media. You continue to hang out with people who don't even respect you, who don't even pour into you, and who don't even support you. And until you change those things about you, nothing is going to change. You are the reason why it's not getting done. And I know that's uncomfortable to hear, but it's the truth. Because there is nothing that I said this morning that you cannot do. I really believe that. But until you change who you are, you won't do it. I'm going to assume that you want to become the version of you that's confident. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you that's starting her business and doesn't care what people think, who knows how to follow through even when she doesn't feel like it, who knows how to keep going, who knows how to tell people no, who has boundaries and standards for her life, who knows how to be consistent, who knows how to become disciplined, who knows how to stick to the routine. That version of you that you want to become, she's already within you. She's already within you. But she's buried under the fear that you refuse to let go of. She's buried under the procrastination. She is buried under the limiting beliefs. And she is buried under the people pleasing. And until you change those things about you, nothing that we talked about this morning you're going to do. You have to change. Gotta change. One thing that I've noticed about society today is we've become extremely entitled. Entitled as hell. The entitlement level is at an all-time high. It really is. And a lot of people have been entitled for so long, they don't even recognize how entitled they really are. See, a lot of y'all believe, deep down in your soul, you really believe that you're entitled to time. That's what you really believe. And nobody can convince you otherwise. And you believe that if you don't start today, you have the ability to start tomorrow. And if you choose not to start tomorrow, you are entitled to starting next month. And if you don't start next month, you always have next year. You have truly become entitled to time. but I'm confused as hell. Maybe you can help me out, because the last time I checked, tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. So how do you know that you have tomorrow? How can you be so sure? How do you know that you'll always have next month? How do you know that? How do you know that you always have next year? Who told you that? Well, I am here to tell you that you are not entitled to time. And you don't have as much time as you think that you do. And instead of you living life with the time that you are blessed with to the fullest, living in your purpose, only doing things that pour into you, only surrounding yourself with people who truly love you, and being confident within yourself and knowing that you can get things done, instead of you living life with the time that you have like that, you choose to waste your precious, valuable time wasting time. You choose to spend your precious, valuable time watching TV, watching social media, living vicariously through other people. Time is your most valuable, precious asset. Some of y'all don't want to believe that. I already know. Some of y'all like, girl, no, it's not. It's money. No. It is not money. It is not money. It is your time. Your time is your most precious, valuable asset. See, you could lose $50 today. Yeah, it would suck. You'd be pissed. I know I would. I'd be mad. But guess what? You can still go make 50 more. Might take you a little while, sure, but you can still go make it. But go ahead and lose your time. You don't get a second of that back. It is gone forever. 2025 came and left. And a lot of you wasted your precious, valuable time. And the only thing you're left with is regret. You don't want to carry the feeling of regret with you. Regret, shame, guilt, those emotions will eat you alive. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. And I don't have to convince you how quickly time is moving, because you can see that for yourself. Just be honest. Ask yourself, how many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 8:34 in the morning. Wow. I cannot believe it is April 2026. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old, or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. That's got to change. That has got to change. You have got to become more intentional with the time that you are blessed with, because believe it or not, you will eventually run out of time. That's just the cold, hard truth. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own GlowUp journey. This is tough, so brace yourself, because your ego is going to be shattered. Your life and the direction that it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity, believe it or not, was a reflection of the choices I made. It was a reflection of the foods I chose to eat, and it was a reflection of the exercises I chose not to do. That's just the truth. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. When I heard that, my ego shattered. Because for the longest time, I thought the reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was because I just didn't make enough money. And I really believed that if I just made more money, then that paycheck to paycheck struggle would go away. Nope. You wanna know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You wanna know the truth? Here's the truth. The reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was because I was living above my means. That's why I had all the problems that I had. I was buying cars that I couldn't afford, and I was staying in apartments that I couldn't afford. It's my fault. It's my fault. Now, some of y'all can be like, Jazz, I hear you. People do live above their means. But that's not why I'm struggling financially. That's not why. It's not my fault that my finances are tight. Because how can I get ahead in this economy? Jazz, food prices, rent prices, gas prices are out of this world. How can I get ahead? I can't even afford to be alive right now. I hear you loud and clear. I'm going to repeat myself. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And let me tell you why. Ladies, let's just cut the crap. Times have been hard. Am I lying? This didn't happen last night. No, it didn't. Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. True or false? But every day, you choose to do nothing about it because, let's be real, you already knew what an ebook was. I didn't teach you that because you're on social media all day. So you already knew what an ebook was. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. It would be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. You knew people were getting paid on YouTube. You know that. I didn't teach you that. You already knew that. It could be monetized today. You could have started your TikTok last month. You would be building your community today. And what do we say? Our community, our subscribers, our viewers, our commenters, our followers. Those are the people who buy our products. But every day you choose not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to talk about what's not going to work. You choose to make excuses and distract yourself. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. And until you change that, until you start, nothing that we're talking about is even going to matter to you. You are going to have to change. And some of you are not. Because listen, people only change when the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. That is the cold, hard truth. So some of y'all just haven't hit your brick wall yet. You haven't hit it. Yeah, times may be tough. Yeah, you may not be happy, but you're still not all the way in pain yet. So you have nothing driving you to change. Some of y'all not gonna change until you hit that brick wall. That might be 6 months from now. That might be 2 years from now. You're just not there yet. Some of y'all are. Some of y'all not there yet. And listen, I'm not perfect at all, okay? The version of me that y'all see today, that's a reflection of the changes that I've made. I am nothing like who I used to be. Not even close. I've done a complete 180. I told you guys, I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for years upon years, I would make excuses for it. I would talk about my thyroid. I would talk about my metabolism being too slow. Mind you, I was 25 years old when I started having weight problems. My metabolism being too slow, really, at 25, cut the shit. It's because of the foods I was eating. That's all it was. And time again, I would yo-yo diet. So I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 40, gain 60. And year after year is getting bigger and bigger, and I could never keep the weight off. I told you guys the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. I hadn't made it obvious. I didn't know how to lose weight and keep it off. It was obvious because I hadn't done it. So I decided to do something a little bit different. I decided to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and try something different this time. I decided to hire a personal trainer. Changed my life. Changed my life. My whole family is obese. All of my friends at that time were obese. I was surrounded by obese people, getting obese advice. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life who prioritized his health and wellness. He showed me what it looks like, that even if life is chaotic, you still got to set aside 30 minutes and move your body. No matter how busy you are, you still have to eat majority of your food at home. He showed me that. That influence rubbed off on me. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I have since kept the weight off for 4 years. All because I decided to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different. I decided to get around different people. I used to be the biggest procrastinator. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. And later never showed up. Never came. Nope. Never showed up. I used to live in fear. I used to be scary as hell. And notice the fear that we hold on to is things that haven't even happened. You notice that, right? Like we work ourselves up for worst case scenario all the time. And this fear that we're holding on to, it hasn't even happened. Why do we always think worst case? What if best case? What if you post your content, you feel good, you feel proud of yourself, so then you want to do it again. Now you're being consistent. Now you're building the audience, and now you're making sales. Imagine that. But we never want to think about best case. It's always worst case scenarios. Always. That's got to change. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of you can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. You know, I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Let me ask you, how the hell was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I keep calling myself stupid and dumb? I wasn't. Wasn't going to happen. I had to change that. Let me tell you this, ladies, your internal world is a reflection of your external. So if you have chaos going on in here mentally, I already know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I already know. I don't have to know you to know that. If you disrespect yourself mentally, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. But that's how you treat yourself. So makes sense. You are going to have to start putting some respect on your name. You are going to have to start treating yourself nicely and respectfully. You cannot keep calling yourselves all types of things and telling yourself what you can't do and then think that you're going to do it. That's not how it works. If you want to change your reality, you got to change what you got going on in your head. Your internal world is always a reflection of your external. Don't you ever forget that. If you wouldn't say those things to a child, then you have absolutely no right saying it to yourself. Gotta change that. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, then all those problems would just go away. No. Ladies, your problems don't just magically go away. If you don't intentionally fix them, they just get worse. My weight was just getting worse. I was getting bigger and bigger until I fixed it. My drinking was getting worse and worse. See, at least when I had my job, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything is shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. So I took full advantage. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. Couldn't take it anymore. I was turning 30 in a few months and I was like, you know what? I'm not taking this shit into my 30s. I just got fed up. I just quit. I put in my 2-week notice and I was out the door. I also believe God kept telling me, Jazz, the time to quit is now. Quit now, quit now. Because it was just this spirit just telling me, go, go, go. So I just quit. Now, I was planning on living off of my stimulus for a few months while I grew my business. And then eventually my business would take over from there. But the math was already not working because I only had about $2,000 to my name, okay? And I had just bought a house, by the way. My mortgage was $1,900. So the math wasn't mathing from the start, but I couldn't take it, didn't give a fuck, I just left. So now I'm at home, everything's shut down, it's COVID, and I'm trying to make it all make sense. So I'm watching the TikTok lives, the YouTube videos, trying to learn about algorithms and platforms, digital products and sales. But it's not working. Nobody's watching my content. Nobody's buying my stuff. I'm getting pissed. I'm getting stressed out because I'm running out of money. And if I don't figure something out soon, things are going to start getting shut off. I had a lot of ego back then, by the way. The mindset I had back then was I'm perfect and I'm not the problem. So if something's going on, if you have a problem with me, it's because you have a problem with yourself, because there's nothing that Jasmine needs to fix because Jasmine is perfect as is. So it's not my fault that my YouTube channel isn't growing. It's YouTube. YouTube just doesn't like me. It's not my fault that my Instagram isn't growing. It's Instagram. Instagram doesn't like me. That was really the mindset I had. I didn't want to admit to myself that I'm the problem. Listen, I was not posting consistently. I was not going live. I wasn't doing any of the things because I was always drunk. That's what I was doing. I was always drinking, okay? And then I'm getting pissed off at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. I quit and I'm running out of money. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, they're gonna start trying to foreclose on a house I hadn't even been in yet for a whole freaking year. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. I didn't want to admit to myself that I was the problem. I had too much ego. I couldn't sit there and say that I'm the reason why and I have a drinking problem. Do you know how much guilt and shame and embarrassment I would feel? No, absolutely not. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because in my mind, alcoholics, see, they start their day with alcohol. So even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, then I don't have a problem. So there's nothing to discuss. What? Can't make this up. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But you get to a point where you can't keep running from you, because eventually you hit a brick wall, and eventually the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed crying because I was stressed and I didn't have my money for my mortgage. So that was going to be month number 2 of missing a whole mortgage payment. I believe God is within you, okay? He's not outside of you. He's within you. So those ideas that you get, that's God talking to you. When he tells you, try this, do this, that's God talking to you. That gut feeling that you get, that intuition feeling, that's God trying to warn you. And notice a lot of times we actually try our best to ignore God. You notice that? See, people will say that they listen to God, right? You say it because it sounds good in conversation, but what do your actions prove? Because in all honesty, you try your best not to listen because deep down inside, you know what you should be doing. You know how you should be spending your time. You know these things, but you will do your best to distract from listening. Oh, that's not true? You don't believe me? Okay, well then let me ask you, be honest. How many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even try? Since you listen to God so much, let me ask you, how many times did you go against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? Exactly. We never want to listen. And we will try our hardest to avoid listening. But eventually, he's going to make you listen. I was scared. I was crying. Because I'm like, God, I don't have the money. I'm going to lose my house. They're going to take my house. God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years. Which is true, I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you. And you're wasting it. So, what are we going to do? Are you going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. But since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. My platform started growing. I started making sales. All because I decided to change. For the first time in my life, I started to feel really good about myself. Never felt that before. Now I'm saying positive things to myself. I'm calling myself smart. I'm calling myself beautiful. I'm telling myself, Jazz, you're really doing this. I'm telling myself I'm proud of me. I had never done that before. For the first time in my life, I started to have confidence in me. I started to like me, all because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people fail to realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. Ladies, in order to get something, you are going to have to give up something. That is the cold, hard truth. In order to get something, you have to give up something. Can't have both. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But in exchange, I got my health. I got rid of the prediabetes. I got rid of the high blood pressure. I got rid of the high cholesterol. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God for, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more, all because I decided to change. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job I had. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you could help me make $45K, I'll cut the cable off. Just please help me get out of this job. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I don't even know 10 people, let alone 5. So I thought if I get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it. Please. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5,000 YouTube subscribers. I'm like, shit, that's a lot. 5,000 YouTube subscribers? Wow. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. He gave me a lot of confidence. There's nothing I don't think I can't do. I keep all of the promises that I make to myself. I can't even remember the last time I cried. All because I decided to change. See, I always wanted to be this version of me. This version of me, I show up confidently. I don't care what people think about me anymore. I'm walking in my purpose. I post my content unapologetically. I know how to have boundaries and standards for my life. I cut people off who use and drain me and disrespect me. I don't feel guilty about it. I know how to put myself first. It's a non-negotiable. But the woman I was back then didn't align with this. And until I changed who I was never going to become this version. This version of me was always within. I was always capable, but it was buried under the fear. It was buried under the limiting beliefs. It was buried under the distractions. It was buried under the excuses. And until I changed who I was never going to become this version. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings. You've told God time and time and time again what you want for your life. He heard you loud and clear. He heard you. You've already told him what side of town you want to live on. You already told him what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. You already told him how much money you want in savings. And most importantly, you already told him how much you want to leave your children. He heard you. He heard you loud and clear. And he's ready to bless you. But the problem is he gives us free will. So what that means is you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He won't stop you. So if you want to waste 5 years not listening, he'll let you. He'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years, he'll let you. Go right ahead. Some people never get all of their blessings because they refuse to change who they are. They refuse to listen. They refuse to become obedient. But when you do, when you finally decide to listen, when you finally decide to become obedient, he gives you everything you ever asked for on a silver platter. And sure, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Okay, fine. Maybe change is hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is hard. crying every day because you are so stressed and so upset is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Stressing over bills, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement is hard. I have been there. I have done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it in your spirit that there is something better for you and you're not living it. Now that's hard. That's hard. I've done both hards. And I will always choose this hard because at least this hard comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you've always wanted to live. I keep telling you, time and time again, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can. Okay? If there was ever something inside of you that told you to start this, try this, post this, that's because you can. That is God trying to tell you what you are capable of doing. If you truly couldn't do it, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. But it did. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. If you even thought about selling your products, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. You are going to have to decide that today you're going to do something a little bit different than what you've been doing. Because that comfort zone of yours, that's not where the results are that you want. You've been in that zone for years. Have you found it yet? Have you gotten the peace that you wanted yet? Have you gotten the freedom that you've wanted yet? Have you gotten the sales that you've wanted yet? If the answer is no, that is confirmation for you that it's not in that comfort zone. It's not there. Your comfort zone are your daily routines and habits. It's just what you're used to doing. You're used to it. That's all it is. But that's not where the results are. That comfort zone is stressing you out. That comfort zone is draining you. That comfort zone is frustrating you. And we get so comfortable with being miserable. We get so comfortable with being insecure. We get so comfortable with second guessing ourselves. We get so comfortable with living paycheck to paycheck. But I'm here to tell you that's not the only life for you. The life that you want is out of that zone. You're going to have to take a step out. You are going to have to change. You gotta change. For those of you guys who want to change, and I want to help you, but I can only help people who want it. I can't help people who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction that it's going in, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy with your life and the direction that it's going in, then I want to help you. Inside of GlowUp Academy, I'm going to teach you how to start and run your online business. Everything, and I literally mean everything that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of GlowUp Academy. Maybe you don't want to do an ebook. I know that's what we talked about today, but maybe your vision is an e-course, or maybe you want to do a private community. Fine, I'll teach you. It's inside of GlowUp Academy. Maybe you want to sell on TikTok Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your platforms. So that means you want to get paid for views. You want to get paid to post. Fine, I'll teach you. All of my platforms are monetized. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Fine, it's in there. Everything that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of GlowUp Academy. But most importantly, not only are we going to build your online business, we're going to build you. Inside of GlowUp Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency together every single day. Inside of GlowUp Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline every single day. Inside of GlowUp Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence every single day. Inside of GlowUp Academy, you and I are going to make yourself a priority in your own life. Ladies, if you refuse to set aside 30 minutes towards your goals, doesn't matter. What we're doing doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. You are going to have to decide to get off of these apps and lock in for 30 minutes consistently in order to get any of this done. So you and I will figure out when you will have the time to do that, and it will get done. GlowUp Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but most importantly, you build who you are, so that not only do you start, you actually follow through. Now, before I let you join GlowUp Academy, it's a couple of things. One, I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes because I told you I only wanna help people who want it. I'm not here to convince you, and I'm not here to force you. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, most of the time, people don't change until the pain of staying the same outweighs the pain of change. And you just might not be there yet, and that's fine. But then I'm not here for you. I'm here for the woman who has hit that brick wall, and she's ready to change, okay? So I'm gonna set a timer for 10 minutes. But when that timer ends, I'm taking the link down and we're done, because I don't wanna force anything upon anybody. The woman who knows she's ready to change, that's what I'm here for, okay? Also, I'm only going to allow 10 people to join at a time because believe it or not, not everybody has the same journey. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience but no product. Some people have a million ideas, but you're spreading yourself too thin. So you're listening to all the ideas that God has given you, but I told y'all earlier, money flows where energy goes. So you and I are gonna pick your most uno, favorite idea, just one. And that one idea that you want to start with, that's what we're going to build together. And then once that one is flourishing, then we can reach back into the pile later and build a second one. But for now, we're gonna focus on just one. And then some of you guys have no clue what you wanna build yet, and that's fine, we'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't necessarily wanna build a business right now. There are other things that you want to work on. Maybe you wanna work on your confidence or putting yourself first. Maybe you have other goals like weight loss and things that you wanna accomplish. So we'll work on that together as well. No matter what your journey is, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself that having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me, because I want to make sure I'm able to pour into you the way that you deserve. So that's why I cap it at 10, and I don't accept more people until I'm ready, okay? One last thing, GlowUp Academy is lifetime access. Excuse me, so once you're inside forever. There's no annual fees, monthly dues, there's none of that. Once you're inside forever, okay? Because of that, you will always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live inside. You will always have access to all the information that's in there and what I update regularly, because platforms, everything's always changing. Nothing stays the same. So you'll always have access to that, okay? You'll also always have access to ask me any questions, anything that you're struggling with, any feedback that you want. I respond to all of my students, and I'm consistently checking in to make sure that the plan that we outlined for you is working. If not, we always readjust. Sometimes life changes, things come up, right? And so we have to redo things, and that's totally fine. You'll always have access to all of those things, all right? Because GlowUp Academy is lifetime access, it's $5.97 in people purchase, and it's worth every single penny of $5.97 because I know the value that I add. However, because you guys were on this live, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you promised me you were going to execute. I'm going to take the price down, okay? And it will stay down for the 10 minutes that we are live. But once that timer goes off, the price goes back up to $5.97 for lifetime access. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up. That's fine, I don't care. That way you can still get in while the price is lower, okay? All right, I'm gonna show you guys how to join. I'm gonna start with TikTok and then I'm gonna show YouTube. Oh, one last thing before I show you guys. Let me show you inside of GlowUp Academy. You guys, inside of GlowUp Academy, there's a message icon here. Hold on, let me show you guys. There's an inbox icon right here. As soon as I get off of this live, so in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be sending you a message because I want to know more about you, what you're struggling with, what have you tried, what are your ideas, because together you and I are going to create a plan that aligns for your responsibilities. We all have the same 24 hours, but we don't all have the same responsibilities, right? But I can't help you if I don't know what needs to be fixed. I need to know what we're starting with, and so we can grow and build upon that. So please make sure that you respond to me. I know some of you guys are going to be doing things with your family because it's Easter, so you don't have time to respond right now. That's fine. Before you go to bed tonight, I need you to respond to my message. We've already wasted too much time, okay? The quicker you respond, the quicker I can help you, the quicker we can execute, okay? So please, before you go to bed tonight, promise me that you're going to respond. There's an inbox icon. And then also, I'm consistently checking in with you guys to make sure that we're flowing the way we're supposed to be flowing. So I need you to be responding to me so that if you're struggling with anything, we can fix it immediately, okay? So please make sure you respond with the inbox, okay? All right, I'm gonna start with TikTok and then I'm gonna show YouTube. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so just hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, you're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You can come to my profile. Now, TikTok, the one that says turn your phone into an ATM, y'all are on my main account, so the profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You're gonna click where it says stand.store, and then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. And I have marked it down, so it's $249 instead of $597, okay? Scroll down for lifetime access. You can read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. Ladies, what you put in is where everything is going. Because GlowUp Academy is lifetime access, you're going to be getting an invite link. This is going to prevent you from having to pay any monthly fees, dues, none of that. It's one time. But I need you to quadruple check this so that I know where to send that invite link to. Sometimes the autocorrect will get you, or you misspelled Gmail or something like that, okay? So please quadruple check that. Oopsies. Sorry about that. Scroll down, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and then click this blue button right here that says Start My GlowUp. You can use Afterpay or Klarna as well. Within 30 seconds, you'll be receiving that very first email from Stan. Really more like 10 seconds, but we'll give it 30 seconds. And then followed by that, you'll be receiving a second email from Jasmine Spencer. That is me. And that's where that invite link will be. It's the yellow button. You're going to click on it and you'll have full access inside of GlowUp Academy. Do not leave my live until you confirm to me that you see everything and that you are inside. If there are any tech issues like misspelling of your email, no worries, we'll fix it right here on live. But I need you to make sure you come back and tell me that you received everything or that you didn't so that we can fix it right now, okay? All right, YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, you're a little bit different. You're gonna leave my live and you come to my YouTube channel. You're gonna click right here where it says stand.store. And then here we are, same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through, and it's marked down to $249 for the next 10 minutes. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break it up. And then click this blue button that says Start My GlowUp, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set our timer now. Give me 1 second. And for the ladies who joined, 1 second, I'm about to start sending that second email out now. You guys, let me show you too. That second email is gonna be coming in a few seconds. That second email looks like this. It says Jasmine Spencer, and it says Jasmine Spencer has invited you to join GlowUp Academy. Okay, it looks like this. Sometimes it's in the promotional tab. If you have a Gmail, it'll be in the promotional tab. I've seen 2 emails where it was in the spam folder. Okay, so just check promotional tab, check the spam folder, and then let me know if you got it or not. Okay, so check those 2 things. I know Gmail separates the 2. All right, but that's what it looks like. Okay. I'm about to send that second email out now. Bear with me, ladies. Okay, where are we at? Joan, can you check your email for me? Y'all, please don't leave my live until you confirm you received everything, because I don't know what your email is supposed to be to know whether or not it was misspelled. Joan. Joan. Okay. And Charisse. Joan and Charisse, check your email for that second email. And not only are you checking to make sure you got it, I want you to join it. I should see my member count go up because like I said, as soon as I get off of this live, I start messaging you guys. So I want to make sure you're inside so I have an inbox to send my message to figure out what we're working with, what you're struggling with, what your ideas are, and all of those things, okay? So actually enter. I'm looking for Joan and Charisse. All right, we have a few minutes left. Let's do some of our affirmations this morning before we close it out. Let me mix them up real quick. I am confident in the decisions that I make. Good morning. I am confident in the decisions that I make. And if you're not, you better be. This is why I stress the importance of having confidence. When you lack confidence, when you are insecure, when you don't feel like you're worthy of things, that's when you start second guessing everything. Notice you start wondering, well, maybe my idea is not good. Maybe nobody's gonna like this. Well, that's the lack of confidence issue. That's what this is. And I'm gonna be honest, I spend way more time, I would say about 85, so that's way more than half. 85% of the women who join GlowUp Academy, we spend way more time building up their confidence and their self-esteem before we even get to business building. Because once you build up your confidence, well, all the other stuff is easy. Like showing up consistently and posting, that's easy. Going live and sharing your message, that's easy. Building multiple platforms, that's easy. Wondering if you're adding value, that becomes non-existent because now we built your confidence. All right. The only reason why you're struggling with those other things is because you don't even believe in yourself. You might say you do, but your actions speak something different. Because a woman who truly believes in herself, she knows she adds value. A woman who truly believes in herself, she's not worried about what people think. A woman who truly believes in herself knows how to price her products accordingly. Some of the women that join, they already have their idea, but then they're saying things like, well, I don't know if I should price it at $197 or whatever because I don't know if people will buy it. Lack of confidence. Lack of confidence. But once we start building that up and you become confident, you already know that what you're selling is worth $197 and you know that you will sell it to the right people. You no longer chase sales, you attract them because you know the value that you add, okay? So we spend way more time building confidence than anything else because I cannot make this up. Once the confidence is there, you make sales. I don't need to have it all figured out. I don't need to have it all figured out. Okay, perfect. 1 second. Let me refresh my page. Make sure you actually join though, okay? I didn't see you join yet. Make sure you join. And Charisse, I'm still waiting on you. I'm not sure if she's still on this live or not. Make sure you actually join. I don't need to have it all figured out. That's right. Some of y'all trying to have plan A. Y'all notice anytime you make a plan, God laughs at you because it's never gonna go the way you want it to go. Can't make this up. I cannot make this up. You trying to plan and coordinate, just wasting time, wasting more of your precious time. You figure it out along the way. You always figure it out along the way. Always, always, always. Nothing ever goes according to plan. So you might as well just stop trying to plan. Yeah, I know that's true. It's true because that's real. Thank you. That's real. Stop trying to waste time planning because planning that doesn't get you anywhere because it's never going to go according to plan. So stop. Just stop. Yes, 249. 249 for the next 2 minutes. Let me show you guys how to join. I can't make this up. Wasting precious time trying to plan instead of just executing. You can click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You can come to my profile. Don't forget the TikTok that says turn your phone into an ATM. Y'all are on my main account, so it doesn't look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You guys are gonna click where it says oopsies. Click where it says stand.store right here. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. And it is marked down to 249. Yes, I got you. 1 second. Scroll all the way down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and then click this blue button that says start my GlowUp, okay? Within 30 seconds, you'll be receiving that very first email. YouTube, you gotta leave the live, come to my channel, and then click where it says stand.store. And then here we are. Become the woman who follows through. 249. Okay. Let me check. No, I don't see you yet. If you opened my site, but then you didn't follow through right away, maybe you clicked off and then decided to come back, it's not going to go through. So ladies, if you clicked on it, but then you clicked off, and then you're back, you have to refresh the screen because they're trying to prevent frauds and scams. So refresh the screen and then put everything in, okay? So that's probably what happened because I don't even see that transaction. So that's how I know it didn't go through, okay? So just refresh the screen for me and try one more time, all right? We have a few more seconds. Hold on. All right, Shanice, I see you inside, so you're good. Okay, I'm still waiting on one more person. You guys make sure you actually click the yellow button. I'm gonna wait a few more minutes for her and then we're gonna close this out. This moment is shaping me into a strong version of myself. This moment is shaping me into a strong version of myself. There's a reason why I popped up on your For You page. I might have changed your perspective on things. It's not that you're broken, it's that you haven't done the inner work. You haven't fixed yourself. Okay? Instead of trying to chase money, become the woman who attracts it. Okay? You can't, listen, and I know sometimes it sounds crazy depending on who you are. I didn't always believe this either, but I will tell you what I know. When I changed who I was, when I started locking in, when I stopped having limiting beliefs, that's when all of my problems started to fix themselves. Because I fixed them. Because I became the version of myself who could actually handle a business. I became the version of myself who could handle showing up even if I'm not getting the results that I want. I became the version of myself that knows how to follow through, who sticks to the plan and not the mood. I became the version of myself who started cutting people off who were draining me. You guys, your environment, you're a reflection of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The apple does not fall too far from the tree. The friends that you have, y'all share similar beliefs. You attract what you are. And I didn't always want to believe that, but that's true. That is true. That is very true. So, change who you are, become the version of yourself that you need to become in order to get the results that you want. Okay? Okay, perfect. Let me refresh. Okay. Yes, I see you. I think you're still making your account, but I see you inside. Okay, very good. All right, you guys, I'm gonna close this out. Make sure y'all follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos. They turn around and make fake accounts, and then they message you. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your Easter. Thank y'all so much for joining me. For those of you guys who did join, I'm hopping in now. You'll get a message from me within the next few minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad that you are getting the results that you want and everything is working for you. Have an amazing rest of your Sunday, okay? Thank you.